let's talk about one of the most under discussed. I don't even know if that's the right verbiage here, but let's talk about one of the most important but overlooked portions of our job every day as educators, and that is literally how we feel. And this conversation is set up around fitness. I know that you are in like module 4 or 5 or whatever module this is in. I don't even remember at this point. And I'm sure that you know a little bit more about me and my credentials, but how I started becoming a coach was in the fitness space. I have been in fitness since I was 18 years old. And honestly, probably even before that, because my parents were in fitness. My parents were bodybuilders and competitive athletes. We owned a gym when I was growing up. Like literally, this was every piece of my life. And we have to understand that, especially as teachers, even more so than administrators, like administrators, school leadership, you guys have more flexibility than the classroom teacher does. And what I mean by that is me being in the classroom for 12 years and then being in administration 1 year, I can tell you without doubt that my time in the administrative role was so much more flexible than in the classroom. Still worked 40 hours a week, still did the things, still worked very hard, XYZ, LMNOP, ABC, 1, 2, 3. But there is a dramatic difference when you are in charge of a classroom full of students. And so I'm kind of about to, rip the wax strip off here, one of my favorite sayings. But what you feed yourself matters, and how you show up for your body every single day, it matters. And our reality is that many teachers and education professionals, they eat out of convenience and they move their body the most minimal amount as possible, because we unfortunately have a dress code that is like business casual, which means I can't wear like leisure-based attire or like workout shoes or tennis shoes, which makes it really hard to move our bodies functionally every single day. Also, many of us do not have duty-free lunch. We have maybe 20 minutes to eat or to be intentional with a lunch break. And let's be real, when it really gets down to it, when it comes to the line at the copy machine, or getting ahead for the next day, or prioritizing a student's SEL, you're going to always pick those things versus doing a quick 20-minute classroom workout or eating with more focus and more overall well-being. Okay, so what we grab is usually pretty easy. Even if we do like a meal plan, or even if we do have the intention to like, okay, I'm gonna, get 1,000 steps in, or whatever that, 10,000 steps in, whatever your step goal is to move your body functionally, we always fall back into those same habits and those same routines. And honestly, it starts all the way up. Our administration team rewards us with donuts and candy and bags of chips, hot chocolate, etc. And I know that those things feel good in the moment, but we have to zoom out for a second and we have to say, like, is this going to help me feel better throughout the day? So I'm about to drop a super unpopular opinion, but I know that this is a safe space, and I know that you won't take this personally, just like I didn't take it personally when it was kind of shared with me. And that is that we do the exact same thing with our students. Like, we reward them with junk food. We reward them with tech time, or being on the computer, or, playing games or whatever, instead of creating a classroom community that is focused on nutrition first and then kind of that processed second. Because once again, I'm not about bad foods and good foods. That's not my jam. I'm not saying that candy and donuts and chips and stuff is necessarily bad, but we have to talk about nutritional density. I'm not saying that tech time versus maybe an extra recess is bad versus good, but we have to look at, what is this going to do for my bones? What is this going to do for my skeletal system, my muscular endurance, my cardiovascular endurance? It's really going deep into the concept instead of just staying there on the surface. but we wonder why we're irritable. We wonder why we feel bloated. We wonder why we are exhausted. We wonder why everything feels 1,000 times harder than it has to be. What you put inside your body matters, and how you move your body matters. And I know that this might be providing you some discomfort. I know that. But remember, you signed up for an anti-burnout framework. So I'm going to have the fitness conversation with you. I'm going to have the nutrition conversation with you, because I would be doing you a disservice if I didn't have these conversations with you. Part of educator burnout, part of educator overwhelm and overstimulation is because we are not providing our bodies with adequate nutrition in order to boost up our immune system, boost up our gut microbiota, boost up how we feel every day, and move our body with intention. So we have to talk about the fitness side of things, right? Being overworked as an educator is very, very real. And I'm going to take it from my personal experience. Okay. So here's an example. I am a fitness instructor, which means I get paid to go up on a stage with a microphone. I get paid to develop a workout. I write the workout. I pair music that matches with that workout. So I write the workout, I pair music that matches, and I deliver the workout in a very energetic, upbeat way. My workouts are anywhere from 45 minutes to 55 minutes traditionally. And what that looks like is, before, when I started when I was 18 years old, was like, oh my gosh, this is great. Like, I'm doing two things at once. I'm vegan, so I don't like to say this, but like, I'm killing two birds with one stone. I can get paid to exercise. But as I grew, as I got older and as I matured, and as I started to go into more like higher end gyms and be sought after more as a fitness professional, I realized that a good fitness coach doesn't necessarily work out on the stage. She or he or they're watching for form checks, and they're really more so about demoing the exercise and then kind of going into it. So about 5 years ago, I had to make that shift. And so what used to be my workouts now were more time away from actually working out. So what did I find? I found that your power pocket matters. We talked about power pockets back in the beginning of this course. When are you most likely to benefit from a workout? When are you most likely to get the most energy? When are you most likely to feel the most disciplined, to feel the most resilient, to feel the most excited to do it? For me, it is the morning. I know myself. I've done the power pocket work multiple times in my life. I know myself. I know that could I do it after work? Yes. But is it going to spark joy? No, it's not. I need to be done after work. When that last bell rings and carpool is over, I need to go home and I need to sit on the couch. I need to decompress. I need to do something. Now, could I go to a yoga class? Yes, but also I'm a parent. So those of us that are teachers and parents, we have even more plates in the air that we're trying to juggle. Okay. So for me, it's about, the first thing is about knowing when you want to move your body intentionally. And if you can't find time before or after school to do this, there is a space to do it during school. We talked about your duty-free time. Legally, you have some sort of duty-free time in your policy. In your policy, we go over advocating for teacher rights in this course as well. But we're going to drop a little policy conversation, because I know I've coached many of you. We've talked, we've had conversations. Oh, they have me subbing during my planning period. I have to watch kids during lunch. I have to watch kids during recess. Guys, you need to go look at your policy and see what your rights are, and then bring up your rights calm and professionally to your administration team. The reason I say this is because if you don't prioritize your physical health, all of this is not going to work synergistically. Physical health, emotional health, mental health. It is a cycle. There's a reason I didn't stack it on a Maslow pyramid. It is a circle. It is a cycle. It all is equitable. It all matters. It all is 33.3% of your overall well-being. So if you can't do it before or after school because you've got an infant that doesn't sleep, or you've got kids that got 18 practices, or you are just toast and literally sleep is your physical health priority, then great, awesome. but it's also about peeling back those layers, right? Is sleep a part of fitness? Yes, because it's a part of recovery. And is recovery a part of fitness? Yes, it is. So looking at my classroom, okay, can I bring a pair of dumbbells to the classroom, put them under my desk, close my door, put a sign on my door that says do not disturb, and for 15 minutes, just do a quick full body exercise routine? Now, I've got videos on my YouTube channel. There are hundreds of thousands of fast videos literally everywhere. You can even literally like just look up exercises, squat. I mean, you're a smart person, you know, squats, overhead presses, bicep curls, tricep extensions. What? Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just can you move your body on purpose for 15 minutes? Just making that 1 degree shift is going to put your energy exactly where it needs to be for joy. You are going to be on a pathway of, okay, I moved my body on purpose for 15 minutes. This is a ripple effect. What happens when we start with one healthy habit is usually if we can stay consistent in that healthy habit, and by consistent, I don't mean balls to the wall for a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or even a month. I'm talking about, I would rather you take micro bites, 15 minutes, 3 times a week. Okay. Versus I'm going to go to the gym for 2 hours after work every single day. I'd much rather you take the tiny bite-sized pieces, create a 90-day consistency plan, because what's going to happen is that's going to ripple over into your life. Watch what happens when you start moving your body on purpose. Watch what happens. What starts to happen is you start to feel different. You start to feel slightly more energized. Your inflammation of your joints goes down a little bit. You start to feel a little bit of pep of your step. Then you start to notice physical changes. You start to notice muscle development. You start to notice, oh man, I'm starting to kind of look at that tricep line right there. You start to feel less bloated. Your gut starts to feel better. All of these things start to happen. And then all of a sudden now you start to pair that with nutrition, because you're not doing it from a point of punishment. Punishment fitness, toxic fitness culture says work out because you ate like trash. You deserve to suffer because you ate cake. Whereas abundant fitness culture, this says move your body on purpose. Everything else will follow. Don't make it a big deal. It's not a big deal. Just move your body on purpose. And if that's not even available to you, those little 15-minute classroom workouts, start walking with your kids at recess. Start, put a hat on, put some sunblock on, grab a water bottle, and while your kids are at recess, walk the playground. Walk 15 minutes, 20 minutes. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. Guys, I lost 80 pounds walking. 80, walking with a stroller. No lie. I did not feel comfortable putting my infant in gym daycare. I walked every morning. I lost 80 pounds. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. It does not. Now, is it a slower process? Yes, it is. But is it more sustainable? Yes, it is. And that's really what we're looking for in fitness, especially as educators. You have enough on your plate already. Don't add more drama to your plate. Look at this fitness component is, if I start to move my body on purpose, even if it's just for 15 minutes, I am going to feel better. I am going to be less irritable. I am going to probably make better nutritional decisions. I'm going to drink more water. And when all of that starts to happen, you start to get more regular. Like, we got to talk about it. I'm a fitness professional. Like, you're going to poop better. You're going to feel better. You're going to feel lighter. You're going to feel less bloated. And reminder, because you are coming from a place of abundance instead of a place of punishment, this will create sustainability within you. You will have more energy to teach your classes every day. You will stop snapping as often to them. Stay away from that convenient culture that promotes toxicity, complacency, and laziness. Turn towards the community and the culture that says, I deserve to feel my best, so I'm going to make the decision to do that instead.